All right. It's been a while, but life's kind of happened. This is episode two, uh, and the Keep Pressing Play podcast. Cody Sable here with my
And
brother.
I'm Cameron Sable. Excited to be back on. We've been trying to get something in the works between work, vacation, that sort of thing. It's been a minute, but we're glad to be back on and have some hopefully some good content for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah. So I guess we covered a lot of ground on the last podcast. We could have probably broke that thing into three or four podcasts, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But
probably.
it's all good. We can keep running with things. I was just thinking, um, hey, have you heard anything back on your bow?
Yep. So it's ended up being longer than what Jonathan thought. But I guess it's a highly sought after bow, so those orders take a while, and there's lots of orders that are in. But I reached out to Jonathan this week, and he uh, he assured me that should be good to go by the 1st of August. So I'm on his schedule August 2nd to do all of the tuning and put all the accessories on it. So excited about that. Excited to get up there, get some arrows flying through it, take that bubby home.
I heard that. Uh, have you made any thoughts to arrow? You're gonna run. You said you're gonna just kind of see how those carnivores fly and then go from there, or what?
Yeah. Still just gonna see how the carnivores fly, um, see how they come out of the bow, and then kind of go from there. Just like we spoke the last time, could potentially, if they don't fly as well um, out of this lift as they did in the last bow, could potentially make a switch to some micro diameter, probably 5 mil. But we're just gonna see how they fly. And if we don't have to switch arrow setups, then hey, it's good with me.
Yeah, for sure. Um, what you gonna run a QAD rest? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I've already got the QAD with the Matthews brand. I paid the extra $10 for the Matthews branding on it. So I got that one laid back. Jonathan's got it put back for me to slap on there once the bow actually comes in. So
Nice. What site are you thinking?
Spot Hog, I think it's the
Oh, that's right. You're running instead of vertical pins, you're running the horizontal. Are you running the three or four?
3. Yeah, 3.
So basically, you're running fast eddy, but
Yeah, Fast Eddie. Yeah.
instead of vertical, you're just running the horizontal pin, which
Yeah, I felt like the the stacked black. I don't know. I like seeing the separation between them. I looked through both of them, and I just liked the horizontal pins better. So
yeah, I really wanted to run horizontal, and then just talking with Jonathan, he was like, "Man, I do what you want to do, but I would run the stack." He's like, "I love the stack. Uh, see what you think." I was like, "I just don't know about the black in between my pins." And when I first got it and I put it on, I was like, "I don't know, I kind of hate this," and especially, which I don't honestly. I mean, I don't mind shooting off those other pins, but I prefer my top pin either way. Just
right,
it's,
yeah,
it's my slider, so running that out, let's just say I'm running my top. Let's just say I run my top pin out to. Let's just say I think I can run it like 125 or 130 on my top pin. Then my bottom two, it gives me even further when I'm shooting.
right,
I haven't. I don't shoot usually more than 120 anyway, um,
yeah.
but yeah. So, but
That's
the stack when I first got it, I was like, I don't know about this, but it's grown on me, and I do like it just because you know when you are shooting, you can just kind of follow the leg up, and it's just one vertical line. But I do like the I like the feeling of being able to also see in between, but it's kind of
Yeah,
it's
but
that's what it.
so I mean, I definitely like the space in between. I know, like I said, he had me look through both. Um, and I don't know, the not being able to see the separation was more of a, I don't know, a mind game to me. And so I looked through a horizontal, and it has the vertical black line running down the center. And I was like, yeah, that one's for sure the one. I can't not go with that. I guess, and it's probably I'm partial because every other site that I've had has been horizontal, but yeah, so probably gonna go as far as other accessories, definitely getting the Matthews kickstand um, to go along with it. Probably more than likely looking at running a obviously the Matthews stabilizer out the front, toying, depending on how it feels. I don't know. I really like the back bar on my last bow, so more than likely we'll run a back bar. Um, but I don't want to commit to anything until I see how it feels. But I do like a back bar based off of my last bow, just how it helped kind of steady things out. Running the tight spot quiver. Um, let's see, trying to think of if there was something else. I don't know. I'm excited for the the sight doesn't, especially with it being a dovetail, you don't actually have to mount it to the side of your bow. So I may not actually have to, with everything kind of being compact and in there, I may not have to run the back bar. But I mean, I don't. I think not that looks or everything, but I think it also looks cool. But obviously, it comes to functionality, um, and so if for whatever reason I feel a little uh, what's the word I'm looking for? More sway than if I could say that, for lack of better words, then I'll more than likely throw a back bar on that joker. So
Yeah, I mean, I like a back bar. I didn't run one for a long time, and I shot well without that. It really just depends on how the bow holds in your hand, but ultimately,
right,
if you're shooting with your quiver on, you probably
yeah,
have a back bar of some nature, I would imagine. But I mean,
right,
there's plenty of people that don't. It doesn't really matter. It's about you. But yeah, I mean, it's
yeah. I mean, I figured because I do like to shoot how I would be hunting, and I personally don't like to take the quiver off and on. Um, but I do know that tight spot is like it's in there. Like I don't really understand how they get it engineered so closely without interference, but um I've never had a quiver that close.
yeah.
So
It was a big deal. It was a big change when I upgraded to that a few years ago, and I like mine, and I always shoot with mine on all the time. But that's just me. I don't like having to worry about taking it on and off and shooting with it on, and then oh, it feels different with it on than it does off.
yeah,
For a while, I was not practicing with it on, and then when I put it on, I was like, oh man, that thing feels so heavy now. But
yeah. Especially if you got it queued up with all your arrows and such,
yeah,
it definitely makes a difference.
but here's my question for you: you've been running a 10-degree down. You gonna go straight out after you've been used to a 10-degree down, or
Ah, yeah, I don't know. Didn't really think about that. I guess there's a lot that's in the air until I am able to get it in my hands and kind of at that point I could play around with that's one thing that I like about Jonathan. He's good about letting you demo stuff and not necessarily purchase it. Um, so I don't know. I know the one that I demoed when I bought mine. It was just bare and it felt really good. So I don't know that I'll need a 10 degree down, but again, we'll just kind of, so I'll kind of play by ear until I get up there on August 2nd. So
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm ready for you to get.
oh yeah, dude, I'm pumped when he told me, which I won't really be able to get up there until August 2nd anyways at this point, but when he told me August 2nd, let's go ahead and get on the schedule because Bo should be in, I was like, yes. Oh, and which I was kind of worried. The reason, I reached back out, he's a busy guy. And I know he's gonna have some last minute folk try to cram in his schedule. So I wanted to get in there and make sure that I got everything I need before the season rolls around and make sure it's in tune. And of course get string time under a new bow. I think that's what I'm most excited about is
Yeah,
taking
because
it home and being able to shoot every day. It's been really strange. Especially leading into, you know, I'll be honest, there's sometimes being a dad of four that in the off season I don't get that much. I don't have that much time to be behind the string. But as we progress into the spring and then obviously by summer, I try to be shooting every single day. So um, I got a lot of time I got to make up, being that, I gave my old bow to Megan, my wife. So I haven't shot anything, um, which I feel like it's like riding a bike. Once I get back into my shot process, obviously I still have that shot process, but once I start, you know, getting arrows going through the bow, it'll kind of come back. I'm hoping
yeah.
it'll come back sooner than later, especially being August and the season rolling around in September. So
Well, I got to get in there and do some final checks, shoot some things out deep. Uh, which I'm gonna make a post. I need to make a post. It's just life hasn't happened. I did some filming of some sound of the 125 iron wheel wads with the vents.
hmm
They don't really whistle.
really,
Yeah, the wide regular, like just double bevel, like they whistled. Like I heard them. We talked about in the last podcast. Like I was a,
right? Yeah, yeah.
but at 40 yards and even on film, which I think I text you those couple little clips.
hmm
For me, I don't think it was significantly different from the 125 wide and the 150. You can maybe say that those 125 regular single bevels are quieter, but they're a lower profile. I think, of course, they will be. But I don't think there was any real significant difference at 40 yards that I could tell. And so I was like, you know what? I'm willing to give those a go. I don't think the vents are as big. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they're not as big. So gonna be running that, and of course, my micro hybrid Grim Reapers, which big fan of for deer. I mean, like this, it really was unbelievable for me. And back to, I'm gonna have to just praise the beast again, which that sounds weird to say, but um,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
the beast broadhead is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there we go.
Because which I think I made some kind of comment about Josh shooting like big animals, and then I think I said
Yeah.
something a gazelle, and I'm like, are they really even that big? So like I make a correction there, but what he has shot are uh, two Cape buffaloes in a single day. You know, I'm, I can't say for sure if he got past it or not. I don't remember, but I saw his post, and I'm like, okay.
Didn't he recently shoot a zebra? Did I see where he shot a zebra?
Yeah, I think I mean, he's an ostrich. He's been putting that thing to work. And then you got Joel Turner's son, Bodie Turner. He's put beast through an elk, and I think he shoots a Matthews lift 29. Did you do 29 or did you do a 33?
I went 33.
Yeah, I thought you did. The only benefit of the 29 and that was even me when I got my Hoyt, you're going to pick up a little extra speed, but I think I shoot better. I just shoot better. And the draw cycle was different for me. It was not as harsh. And that was huge for me. I was like, oh, that's the bow. Like, and I went through multiple times. And I mean, I even really wanted that carbon bow a little bit, which what was I don't remember what 2020 what RX that was. What was that be RX? Would that be RX 6 or was that RX 5?
Seven. Is it?
Is it 7?
7 was 22. Was it 22? 7 was 22.
I don't know. I usually just don't even mess with it because that I just try not right now. I try not to even look at new bows because I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm shooting good. And
Yeah.
when we were at the beach, I had my Hoyt hat on, and like I was just walking by this guy, and he was like, you bow hunt? Or I forget what he's like, you bow hunt or you shoot Hoyt? And I was like, yeah, man. And I was just like, how did he know that? And Katie's like, your hat. But in the first, it just took me off guard because I was like pulling the cooler through the sand, and I was like, man, this is. I was like, this is a workout, and
Yeah.
he was like, he was telling Katie, he's like, let this man get a brand new bow, man. He needs a brand new bow. I'm shooting the RX-8. I'm shooting the RX-8. Let this man get a brand new bow, and I'm like, yeah, because he was like, what are you shooting? And I'm like, Venom 33. But I mean, like I've said before in this podcast, my thing is like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm not gonna lie, I like Hoyt, but I would shoot him. I would shoot a lift. Some, I think if I got a lift though, I might would switch. I would maybe go for a 29, just to have a
You think
smaller.
so?
I don't know. I say that because I've demoed the 29 and I shot it, and I was like, I wish I had a 33 to shoot. But I think there's just for because what I've also found is that it's not huge, but longer bows are harder to deal with in the stand and in the woods. So that there's a aspect there that you have to consider. But for me, like I'm like I don't think it's really that big of a deal. We've bushwhacked through some nasty stuff before,
Gnarly stuff. Yeah.
and I don't carry my bow on my pack when we're elk hunting. Like I just don't do that. Like I don't trust that because I've busted it many times, and the last thing I want to do is fall straight back on my bow. And I busted it with my bow in my hand, but I'm holding that thing high in the sky, like no, 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 no.
Yeah. Right.
I take a big old bruising and a little bit of blood uh, before I drop in that bow because, but I've had stupid things happen where I was just like set up on the top of that little ridge where that rock face met those aspens, and they went over into that meadow where those elk were crossing over, and uh, kind of right on the other side of that knob where that elk uh, ran, and then we sat up there waiting on the thermals to change. But on the other side of that, and I was just sitting there, uh, and big old gust of wind blew my bow over, and of course smacked it right on a rock and like chipped my paint. I was so mad. I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" But and if you're gonna use it, I had Jonathan look at it and everything, and I mean, I've shot thousands and thousands and thousands of reps since then. Never had any issue, but yeah, I'm ready to go and do a final check, and vacations are kind of over now, and we're almost into August. It's crazy to think that,
I
and
know, right?
I don't even know where this year's gone, and it's flying by, and time's
It,
flying. The world's getting crazier. What can you?
oh, for sure,
I
for
don't even,
sure.
I don't even
But
get.
speaking of final check, so you want to tell want to tell the good news. I know last time we spoke, you were contemplating doing an OTC, um, but I don't know if you want to confirm. You weren't sure if you were going out west this year, basically, is what I'm getting at. So, you want to tell that news and then move on, or?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be hunting elk this year. So you know me, I can't. It's like a drug. I can't quit. I, it's unbelievable. And I was like, I'm gonna take this year off, especially after breaking my back. Do I got it? And I just been just trying to focus on my fitness, and I do a lot of the elk shaped workouts. I don't. Those are I don't do them all because like there's some stuff that like I am not overly interested in overhead squatting ever. And I mean if I do, it's like the bar. It's
Yeah,
I have some issues with my back. It doesn't feel good. And so, but what I have been working on, even, me, I carry all my stuff to the beach and everybody's like, I can't believe you do that. I'm like, I'm not going on vacation without taking bare bones, like I'm gonna be able to get it in. I mean, you can get it in with a band and a 20-pound dumbbell if you really want to be truthful. People make excuses. You can destroy your body in 20, 30 minutes with no weights. If you
yeah,
want to be truthful. I mean, like just
right.
do one of these things. Like this is kind of like a staple workout that I've been doing, and Katie even does these with me. We do some kind of like usually once a week we have some kind of mirth progression that we do, whether that's like run a half a mile, do 50 burpees, do 25 burpees, do 30 burpees, run a half mile, come back, do the same thing again, you know, do that, four, 6 times through, whatever it is we decided to do that day, and then hit everything of whatever else we did. But, even one thing that I was been working on the last week at the beach, particularly, and even before I went, started doing step ups a lot. Um, I've
Those are
been
my favorite.
I've been doing a lot of step ups with weight, with my weighted vest, and then I got that sandbag that I also put on my shoulders too. But
Yeah,
I've been doing two things directly straight up, so where I step on, and then I like I'll do one leg step up and then take my opposite leg and like bring it like a
drive it.
knee high,
Yeah,
and then go back
yeah.
down and
Step and drive.
then I just like set a timer and say, okay, I'm gonna do this with the weight on my back without stopping for 5 minutes straight or whatever it is I'm gonna do, and I might do that at the end of every single workout right now, or 10 minutes or whatever I'm
For
doing,
sure.
and because I feel like me personally, that's one of my like. There's times like I can ruck, I can squat, I can do all those things, but it's like it's just something about that step up, and it's just whether you're going over blowdown or whatever, it just destroys you. And then the other thing is doing lateral step ups where I'm going from the side. I've been doing crossovers, kind of
Oh
like
yeah.
the Kirkman.
Basically simulating a side healing.
Yeah, so I just
So
been work on that outside portion of your glute, a little bit. Just just trying to get every single stabilization muscle as strong as I can get it.
sure.
I'm not. I feel good. I don't feel bad. I'm hard on myself anyway, but I'm just like I say this every year. I'm like, oh, this is gonna kill me this year. But you know, when a couple years ago when I felt like I was in the best shape, which I'm not. I don't feel like I'm not in the best shape of my life, but when I felt like I could run 5 miles every day and that not ever be a problem, and that for some people that's nothing, But I
Yeah.
I honestly don't enjoy running like that. Like
Right.
I just don't. But that's just me.
More power to the
Even when
people
we
who
play,
do.
even when we play football, like 40 yards and under is good with me. Like 40 out max that I want to go, or like having to sprint hundreds. Dude, I hated doing hundreds. And looking back on it, I should have ran track, but I didn't want to run track. I wanted to play baseball. It was like
Yeah.
but looking back on it, what my love of football is, I should have had more focus on track. But I was like, you know what? I'm doing 2-a-day football workouts all spring, all summer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't want to run track and have to throw up every time I go to practice. That's terrible. But
Yeah.
that's just kind of what I've been doing is just just not really. I haven't been getting crazy heavy with any weight. I've just been just getting that big time burn, just building that lactic acid up and
Sure.
trying to push myself. Been biking more, uh, but it's
I was
good.
gonna say you got yourself a bike so you can watch watch all the elk hunting videos and all of your favorite influencers while you
Yeah,
pedal along and get your cardio in, right?
yeah. Sometimes I sit and just listen to some preaching too.
For
Or
sure. Can't
whatever.
beat that.
But I got it set up so it's like kind of right in front of the TV, or just set my phone right there and just sit there and you know, watch whatever. But uh, Katie's been pushing me pretty hard too. She's like, "I'm gonna work out," and I'm like, I've already done one today, but I can try. And I'm like dragging, and she's like, let's do this." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't."
Accountability.
Yeah, yeah, but it's good. It's good because it pushes me because I'm like, well, you're not you're not gonna make me look bad, and I'm over here being lazy. I don't not gonna accept that. And it's like even this last week at the beach, I was there were some days I didn't want to work out, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna do this, and uh, I'm gonna make it happen. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
side things coming up, man. I mean, hunting season just around the corner. Um, Starting to get some really good looking deer on camera. I'm getting excited for that.
Oh yeah. I was just fixing
They're
to
still
mention
growing.
something about that. We got
Still growing, huh? Still growing. We'll have to see how. I haven't selected who I think there's two here, and then there's one back home. Uh,
sure.
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
those those are shooters. Those are shooters. Those are
There's
mature.
a couple decent ones back at mom and dad's though.
But I mean, dude, we've been being real selective for a few years. It's just a matter of betting on the deer and hoping that the neighbors don't shoot them. And look,
Yeah.
I've said it before on the other podcast, and I don't care what method of take you want to use. I love bow, of course. I think that's the most challenging. I think that's what makes it. I don't know, not real. I guess you could say it's not like me trying to like say, "Oh, look at me, I'm a bow hunter." But at the same time, like, I also think there's a very clear difference in crossbow, vertical bow, but that's another conversation maybe for another day. I don't think unless you have a medical reason to shoot a crossbow that should ever be an archery season. That's just my opinion. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, well, and Colorado considers it,
a
or
rifle,
they did
a rifle,
consider it a rifle, yeah. So
because
that
the new
should say something.
that matters. But hey, the big changes for Colorado this next year.
I
Uh,
know. Yep. Which, you know, I don't know. I need to read into it more, but basically the gist of it is, your archery over the counter is now going to be essentially a draw,
a draw
and you're going to have to burn your points
for non
if yeah,
yeah,
for a non-resident. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and that was
2025.
I mean, the Colorado natives, they're like, you know what, we don't want that. So they had a group of people that brought information, they spoke, and it it passed. And so I don't
Yeah.
know, just there's a lot of I think there's a lot of things that unfortunately is going to start happening in the West. It's going to make um,
Non-resident hunting a little
unresident
more
hunting
challenging.
really hard. Yeah, and
Yeah.
uh, but all we can do is just keep on keeping on and trying, and you know, then you're just gonna have to start having tactics, and then I don't know. We're just there's so much going on. You never know. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and I think that, there's obviously other states doing things to try to deter non-residents away. Like the super tag, I believe it was maybe Montana, maybe.
Wyoming
Um,
increased their price.
Wyoming, yeah, Wyoming.
Yeah, they can say,
Basically from like 1,400 to 2,200 for the super tag. So I mean, but I saw where it didn't really deter too many people away. So who knows? That might open up another door for these other Western states to increase their tag prices, especially the ones who are lower, like the Colorados, who are, the $600 or $700 range for a non-resident, could potentially see price increases across other states if
I'm just
if they're trying to uh I guess restrict non-resident hunters, or at least cut down on the crowding in the state. um but with that, if they give more to the residents, your resident tags are far cheaper than your non-resident. So are you losing revenue? So then that comes into play of, okay, well, maybe we increase the price a little bit for those non-residents who do get drone or whatever, or get a tag, so we can recoup some of that we lost giving it to the residents. Not saying it's going to happen, but it makes perfect sense logistically.
well. I mean, just focus on the state of Colorado, and we're coming to a end of the conversation here, really, for tonight, and we can reconvene and talk again. But
Sure, yeah.
the state of Colorado sells more tags than I think all of the other states combined. Um,
I think I saw that. I think you're correct on that.
so that's huge. So what are they going to do to make up for that money? Like you said, probably increase price. Like I don't know whether they're going to have like a citizen tax to make up for. Like I don't. I'll need to read more on what their overall plan is, and sometimes I think things change and they just kind of wing it and like this sounds good for now,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I haven't had time to sit down and read all the initiatives, but you know you got plenty of groups that are pushing for access. I mean, you think about people like Cord Jacobson and Randy, who are like their big thing is, instead of limiting tags, let's make more elk and let's make more
Yeah. Elk
people hunt.
conservation.
Right.
Sure.
And I mean, that's Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. If you love elk, that's something you should be supporting. I mean,
For
look at what
sure.
they've done in Virginia. Look what they've done in Pennsylvania, Kentucky, North Carolina, Tennessee. And I mean, because the fact of the matter is elk used to be here. And I mean, California, Thule elk. I mean, they're doing crazy, amazing things in the last years to bring the elk populations as to what they should be. But then at the same time, we got groups that are cool with wiping those populations down and want to take hunters out of the equation altogether. And you know,
Yeah.
when you talk about bringing predators in without any plan, really, other than what you're going to have
Letting
wild.
nature take its course, right?
Yeah, let's let nature be nature, and it's like I I can't. I understand what your point is, but I cannot jump on that train. That's a train wreck ready to happen,
Yeah.
and then
Especially with no management of those predators, right?
right,
Which
and then
I'm sure that'll come eventually, but
well, you're gonna. I think something. Speaking of predators, you're gonna see. I think we're gonna have to see um, grizzly tags, which that's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. But the lower 48, they're starting to have grizzly issues, and then but you also got people that are talking about the reintroduction of grizzly. and I'm
Mm.
like, ooh, there's a there's a reason why they're not here anymore. The same with the wolves, but you know, we'll let the human race find out things the way that we usually do, and that's the hard way. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate, but the only thing that we can do is continue to support groups that are fighting for hunters' rights and that promote ethical, uh, moral standard in hunting, and not this garbage that a lot of people
sure,
are hunting up to be, because
sure.
it's a beautiful art, and it's not something that should be demonized. I mean, matter of fact, I think you should be praised more than going to the Chick-fil-A for a sandwich. And that's no pun. I mean, that's no punch at them, but you know what I'm saying.
Right,
But
for
anyway,
sure.
man, let's wrap this up tonight, and we'll try to start bringing more episodes. It's just like we said at the beginning, life has definitely happened to us, and we have been unable to just get together and make this happen. But I think at least in the near future, we're going to get some more out to you and try to be a little shorter. That first one was good though, I thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But as always, keep press and play. We look forward to bringing you more content, and
Till
hope you guys
next
are
time.
enjoying this. Please comment if you have anything that you want us to talk about, or you think, uh, you know, whatever. Just give us comments, give us likes, give us whatever. We want to get our voice.
Share it.
I want people to hear what we got to say. I feel like we got lots to say. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off. Uh, keep pressing play.
We'll see you guys later.
Later.